Hey folks, Captain Dave here. Welcome back to the Wolf Den. This is where all the thinking goes on to create good days out on the water. I don't know why I'm kind of feeling upbeat, but I'm kind of feeling upbeat while all these people from Atlanta North are swimming through the snow and the ice. Swimming through the snow and the ice. I feel for you, but then again, hey, that's the way a winter's supposed to be, isn't it? Snow, ice. And all the while this weekend, it's going to be mighty nice down here in Jacksonville, Florida. But what I wanted to show you is this sort of a follow-up video. I constantly do follow-ups. This is sort of a follow-up video to two of them that I've made before. Actually, three of them that I've made before. I wanted to show you something. This here is my ever faithful Shimano TR 200Gs. I did those Shimano I guess show and tells. I don't like to ever call anything in a review, but I did some show and tells about how bulletproof these reels are. Now this is the 200. It's a little wider than the 100. If you've been fishing with me before, you've used the 100s a lot. What I did is I took, because I did a video about it before, you can see it on my YouTube channel, the Carolina Claw. I did a whole video on how bad to the bone this little item is right here. These were trigger rods. These were ugly stick catfish trigger rods. I got rid of the trigger because of the fact that I wanted to clamp these 200s down, okay, to the rod. And with that comes the Carolina Claw. I mean, look at the grip you can put on there. Okay? So, when you're fighting a fish, there is no doubt how you can grab on to this entire rod and reel. The Carolina Claw clamp. You won't find it any place. As a matter of fact, I know the inventor. He's even taken these back to kind of square one, and he's even beefing them up a little bit more. So they're even tougher. This is some super tough, lightweight plastic. And there's my bolts. I clamped on the Carolina Claw. Look at that. But did you notice one other thing that I got from Mr. Alan Tanney of Alan Tanney's Reel Repair out in California? That right there. That is a custom Alan Tanney TR Shimano TR 100 200G handle. Oh my God. Is that badass? Now you may say to yourself, well, why is it so badass? Because there's the original handle. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. I mean, I've been fishing for years with these now. These, the 200s I use for, you know, really big reds on the channel edge and deep water and stuff, where I want a whole bunch of 65-pound super braid. And I use them on these rods here, these catfish ugly sticks, which I have a video already of me using this rod for, you know, well over 100-pound spinner shark. So, I mean, these are some really bad to the bone rods for a whopping $32. But look at that handle. It's almost a joke. If you saw my reel upgrade video, where I was talking about I took some Daiwa 9-aught 900H Daiwa C lines that they don't make anymore, and I upgraded the drags on those from the Daiwa drags to some greased carbon fiber drags. And I also added a handle like this. But all I basically did was put on this part. Okay? But man, let me tell you now. Woo! Problem is I need to get 3 more. This was just a sample. Mr. Tanny out there in California, he's teasing me. He's teasing me bad. He said, "Oh man, you know, he watched my video about how much I love. I did 2 videos, one on my back porch, one standing up in the bow of the boat after a day of whooping big reds on these reels, actually the 100s. And I mentioned that I have the 200s. And Mr. Tanny says, well, you know, I got replacement carbon fiber drag washers for these. Oh, do you know that I also build a custom handle for these reels? So he's like teasing the living hell out of me. So right now all I got is this one. But boy, oh boy, I mean, look at that. Man, please. That is bad to the bone. I mean, he puts the little counterbalance on the end, and it slaps right on there. That thing finds its own, it's always standing up like an old Penn International or something, you know. Just finds its own sweet spot. You can grab it with a real hand. Because, you know, when you start catching some really big fish on light tackle, which is this still light tackle, you know, I tell people who aren't used to it, you know, they're used to catching perch and bluegill and bass or something like that, and they're getting their butt handed to them on a silver platter. And I use the old saying of Jerry Seinfeld, you better put man hands on that tackle. Because I don't want to see somebody just, you know, holding the rod and reel like this or something. You put your hand up in here like that and you grab that thing, or you get up in here like that. I have to watch out because the Carolina claw not only has just such a giant grip here where it's a giant trigger that you can, hell, if you were up on a party boat or something, you could have, you know, the rail, you can put that up against the rail. But I also pin my little double croaker rig to it here. And those little Matsuo hooks I use are wicked sharp. So, I wanted to show you this, but that's only half of what I wanted to show you. If you've been reading my blog from time to time, you know that I am working hard at making deals and getting deals and doing all I can for my shark gear this summer. Because we're not only going to do behind the shrimp boat sharking, because that's standard operating procedure. I take kids out and wives and girlfriends, perfect for them. But when I get the onesie-twosie guys that they're really looking for more, I'm building up this shark tackle that I didn't really have before, and I really wanted to go sort of all the way without breaking the bank, see. So I showed you these. These are my Daiwa C-Line 9-aught 900Hs. They got Mr. Tanny's handle on them right here. I showed that already, I think. They got carbon fiber grease drag washers in here. which took basically the drag from 20 pounds up to 32. I'm hoping I don't need anything more than 32 pounds of drag. The drag is absolutely butter smooth right now. There it is. It's all mounted up on a rod. Clamped. Got the forward clamp. But if you know me and you know Ugly Sticks, we're like this. Me and Ugly Stick are like this. They don't know it at Ugly Stick, but we're like this. If I could show them how I own, 78 Ugly Sticks, they'd be coming to my house to film one of their little infomercials. But what did I just find? These are vintage roller big game Ugly Stick. You notice the colors? The colors, that's Ugly Stick color. All AFCO rollers, Ugly Stick tough. Man. Well, I can get these rods brand new. I can get them all day long brand new. But this one's a bit vintage. No slick butt. It's got a short butt. It's not slick, it's foam. That was around before they came out with the slick butts. I got rods with slick butts. But you don't see this very much anymore because they knew what this rod was intended for. See that metal part right there? That's because they know, or they're letting you know, or they're building it into the rod or whatever, I don't know how to explain it, that you're going to be putting on the rod brace up front. Because you're most likely going to be using a full-blown harness. Because this is an 80 to 130 pound class rod. I'm hoping the reel will do it. I think I can because, of course, if somebody's really spooling me, all I have to do is chase them. I'm not going to be like the guys on the beach doing the sharking that is really popular. And, man, I'd love to do it myself. But there you go. I've got 2 of these on these rods. Got 2 more of these rods coming. 700 yards of 60 pound spider wire super mono. I'm giving it a try. Again, massive deal on the line. Half price of what you'd get a spool of 700 yards for. So there you go. That's my new sweethearts right there now. I can't wait. And I've got some other rods, and I'll do a video when it's all said and done. But I'm going to be needing 2 more of the handles. I'm going to be doing 2 more of the drag kits from Mr. Tanny. I've got 2 more 1,400 yard spool coming. 2 700 yards of the same line. 60 pound I went with. And I went with 60 versus, let's say, 50. Just because I know from just looking at this reel, it's 700 yards of 60, spooled this up absolutely perfectly. Leaves a little room all around the reel here to use a 300 pound wind-on leader, probably is what I'm going to end up using, of hard type mono. Then from there, I'll probably go to my snap swivel off to probably about 300, 480, I don't know, of 49 strand cable, and to my hook, which will end up being anywhere from a 16-aught to a 20-aught hook, depending on really how much I got to experiment out there and really see what is off the beaches of Jacksonville, Florida. Really, my targeted species, I really would love to have 300 to 400 pound hammerhead. I just think hammerheads are the coolest thing swimming. Catch and release. I'm not going to be keeping. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube where they're killing these sharks, as I do with all my black tips and my spinners and my sharp noses and whatever else we catch. I release all my sharks. I don't want them. I don't eat them. I'm not going to kill them for any reason. So if you want to go shark fishing with me, don't worry. We'll have GoPros going. Bring your own camera if you need to be. And it's all for pictures, video, that type of thing. But I am in love with my vintage ugly sticks. And let me tell you, man, these are some bad son of a guns right here now. All right, well, thanks for watching. Visit my blog if you just are catching this on YouTube. Don't forget, subscribe to this channel because you never know what you're going to learn. There's going to be all kinds of developments coming up. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching.